Well, hello and welcome back. We are continuing our road trip of Montserrat. This time we are picking up just approximately from where we left off the last time. We are at the location just coming out of the Montserrat Cultural Center, and that strip of road coming up this way, that's the Robert W. Griffith Drive, in tribute, in honor of Mr. Robert W. Griffith, one of the original trade unionists here in Montserrat. So, let's get the road trip started. This is part 3, episode 3 of Road Trip Montserrat. So we're into the roundabout, and we are going to take a left coming out of the roundabout. In the last video that we did, there was a comment, a suggestion regarding my reference to the Montserrat public market. Well, this is the public market. At the moment, it is being used for other purposes. There are offices upstairs and a number of small local businesses on the ground floor. What we are looking at here is the continuation of the ground preparation works for the first phase of the new Montserrat New Town development complex. This is Piper's Pond, and it continues to be prepared to be the location for what I understand will be a block of offices and businesses. Negotiations are ongoing with potential investors. It is a pretty massive engineering undertaking. And of course, looking straight ahead, that is a cargo ship, an LPG, I think it's called liquid petroleum gas, bringing in vital supplies for the island. So we are now exiting the location for the Montserrat New Town. And as the sign indicates, we take a left and we're heading up the road towards the airport. This is the Davy Hill Road. We are down at Cars Bay, and this road, a major thoroughfare, will take us all the way up to St. John's. So we are driving up the Davy Hill Main Road. The sign ahead tells us where we're going, entering St. John's, Davy Hill, Mungo Hill, Judy Peace, Dick Hill, Drummond's, Collins Gut, Level Peace, Yellow Hill, and Gerald's. So, in our last shoot, which was Road Trip Part 2, we drove down this road. And as I've said before, this area of Davy Hill has changed, not necessarily in terms of layout and general appearance as such, but more so in terms of the level of activity. The Davy Hill, Cars Bay, St. John's area has always been popular, but with the relocation of hundreds, possibly thousands really, of people from the southern part of the island following the eruption of the volcano, the population density in this area has, of course, understandably increased. Likewise has the influx of a number of businesses, many locally owned small businesses, a few supermarkets as well. Where there is a community of people, there are certain services, grocery stores, etc., bakeries that are required, and of course housing. In addition to those, the Davy Hill area has also become a part of the overall re-commercialization, if I should put it that way, of the northern part of the island. A number of government offices, etc., located over here. Straight ahead, that's the complex now of Arrow's Man Shop. The Man Shop, or Men's Shop, to put it that way, is no longer in operation, but a very popular nightclub has now sprung up there, taking the place of the Man Shop. Montserratians are known for business innovation and their entrepreneurial skills. So we are passing the Tropical Mansions Hotel. And what we're looking at here, I've just repositioned the camera to give us a view of the present location of Radio Montserrat. Radio Montserrat now located in Sweeney's. So let's continue. This now is the Sweeney's area leading into St. John's. The fork in the road we passed just a few yards back, that's the road that takes us across to the Glendon Hospital, Gerald's, the airport, and also the new village of Lookout, which is, from my understanding, the largest single village on Montserrat. Over 1,000 people living there. By Montserrat standards, that is a lot. That'll put us approximately about 20% of the local population concentrated in that area. And when we drive through Lookout, you'll see why. So this is the St. John's Road. A lot of local businesses lining the side of the road, and also it's a residential area as well. St. John's, historically famous for St. John's Day, December 21st, and a general village activity and its own unique nightlife as well. The popular villages back in the day would have been St. John's, Salem, Davy Hill, Harris's, Long Ground, Kinsale, Parsons, St. Patrick's, Lee's, Gage's. I can go on and on. Obviously I've left out somebody's village. You'll notice that I did not mention Lookout, because prior to the volcano, or the eruption of the volcano, Lookout as a village did not exist. And just on a point of interest regarding Lookout, as a village prior to the volcano, it did not exist. So for all intents and purposes, I suspect that we could safely describe Lookout as a byproduct of the volcano. Lookout is not the only one. There's, let's call it an extension to the village of Davy Hill. That area was also used for agricultural purposes, but as a residential area, that one did not exist as well. We are reversing here. We are going to head back into St. John Central, where we're reversing from. That was looking towards the Barzies area. We'll do that leg of the road trip at another point. But now we are getting ready to head back down into the village of St. John's. We're just past a junction which veers off to the right, and that'll take us into, if we were to go there this time, but not this time, that takes us into the area of Dick Hill and also Judy Peace. So back down into St. John's Central, we are continuing the road trip. And as we proceed here, further down there's a junction, and we'll take a right there. The village of St. John's has its own unique character, like just about all of the villages in Montserrat. That uniqueness that makes them special in their own way. This road now we've taken a right turn onto is taking us towards the Glendon Hospital and the Lookout area. What I'll do before we get to Lookout, I'll take a right turning here and go into the compound of the Montserrat DMCA, which is the Disaster Management Agency. Very much involved, by virtue of its name, with disaster preparedness, not only in terms of hurricanes and so forth, but regarding what is happening with the volcano. Taking a right here, and we are looking at the Montserrat Glendon Hospital. As the sign indicates. The Glendon Hospital, old Glendon Hospital, or the previous Glendon Hospital, because the Glendon Hospital has more or less been in, shall we say, this is its third incarnation. We had the first original Glendon Hospital. Then a new hospital was built adjacent to that one, that was in the Dagenham area. But since the eruption of the volcano, the Glendon Hospital is now located where we just saw. That was previously the location of the St. John's Primary School, now converted into a hospital. And funds have now been approved for the construction of a new Glendon Hospital, shall we describe that as the newest of the series of Glendon hospitals we've had. The new Glendon Hospital will be built on the location of the present facility. Now we are heading towards Lookout, Montserrat's newest village. And most populous village.